Three guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, two guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
A happy Hot Takes Tuesday to all who celebrate. So all who celebrate.
So hot.
We got the Rhino, we got Jeremiah, Phil Mackey here, and these upcoming Hot Take Tuesday takes. And also, we'll do a film breakdown today that should wind up on your YouTube channel sometime here. Click that subscribe button if you haven't. If you enjoy this podcast, tell some friends about the O-Line Committee. Help us get to 40,000 subscribers. That's our next stated goal here. And click the like button on this video as well. You can help us spread the word. But boys, before we get into it, a shout out to Menards. There's Menards in 15 different states, including Jeremiah country in Nebraska, the Twin Cities here, where Boone and I are living. And Menards is your one-stop shop for everything for your car, and that includes Splash windshield washer fluid. So it's about to get sloppy in the wintertime, and you want to make sure that you're on top of it so you can, see out your windshield on a regular basis. Splash -20 windshield washer fluid is the go-to choice, formulated with special additives to help you see safely wherever you choose to drive. So head to Menards today, stock up on Splash windshield washer fluid, because performance matters on the road and beyond.
Yeah, it does.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
What's up, buddy?
Hello.
I thought you were going to segue into Rugiant with the performance.
Anyone else
matters
stay up and punish themselves by watching that football game last night?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I bailed on that game early.
Anyone else
night.
punish themselves for watching that game last night?
I enjoyed the CD and the George Pickens show. I was all about
Hold
it.
on, before that,
Why'd they
what
get
was the
benched,
deal?
though?
What'd they get benched for? Does anyone know?
No. And they're
Is there
gonna
any
tell.
reports out? Because I read something about they saw him at like the casino the morning of before the game, him and Pickens together, like hanging out at the casino at like 7:30 a.m. I don't know. Unconfirmed reports, but if that is true, what the frick are we doing, boys?
It's exactly what I said years ago. The minute you put a team in Vegas, you fuck that team. Seriously. Because everybody coming in is like, hey, I know we can't. But hear me out, right? They won't see us off the strip. How many times were like people, the minute they heard they were going to Vegas, everybody was like, this is amazing. I want to go to Vegas. I want to play for the Vegas. That's why it's so surprising that they're so bad. And I say that with such respect because I love Pete Carroll. And I really do. I think he's an amazing coach. Listen, I'm looking past the terrible football going on when I say that I have a lot of respect for him, okay?
The ball is bad.
But my God, do you know how easy it is to recruit people to Vegas, especially guys that love to gamble and drink and party and fight? My God, dude.
But if they're doing those...
And no state income tax?
What are you doing wrong that nobody wants to play there?
You've recruited those players at some point, but if they're doing all of those things, are they really going to be performing at the peak of their
There's a
football
safe way to
capability?
do it all, man. I mean, it doesn't have. It's the fact that you could be like, hey, listen, after the game, you want to go roll some dice, do your thing, man. Like, it is what it is, but
not before the game.
Not before the game.
You can't be there the night before, regardless if it's a Monday night football game or not. You can't be like, well, I'll just sleep all day. Like, I don't have to be there. I don't have to be there till like 5, right? Like, nah, that's a no-no. But that was wild. Both of them being benched. You know who was probably the most pissed was Dak. Right, Dak was like, boys,
did you see that first three and out?
Like,
He was
the first
like,
three and
let's
out,
just get through this. Let's just get through it.
Let's just spike the ball 3 times and get these dudes back on the field here,
Get
please.
me off the field. Is this series 2? They're allowed out here? Get the fuck out here right now. Like, the best was like halfway through the game, Shoddy runs over, starts hugging all of them, and you kind of could tell that he was kind of like, guys, it's all good, right? Like, I had to do it, but we're all good, and they were cool about it. It was funny, but
then freaking Pickens gets a personal foul for jumping on the goalpost too. I'm like, are you that dumb? Like, can you not control yourself?
Vegas.
Like, even a little bit? Like, you just got suspended. Let me get another $15,000 penalty and jump on this goalpost here for no reason.
So off that game, because it is Hot Take Tuesday, I have at least one hot take for you. Maybe even as I'm thinking about this, I might have a second hot take off this
Double
game.
hot takes?
Here we go.
That's right.
Super hot.
Double the hot takes off a garbage Monday Night
Does
Football
this turn into reckless speculation? Is that what 2 hot takes equal? A reckless speculation?
Wow, I mean, it's
I
possible.
love when he plays it. I love when he
Already?
plays that.
Already? So early for that.
No, it's not. I don't think there's any reckless speculation here. But here's my first hot take. All right, you guys tell me, is this a hot take or is it actually closer to the truth? The Dallas Cowboys at 4-5-1 now, with the second highest scoring offense in the NFL. They score on almost 50% of their offensive drive this season, which is ridiculous.
It's insane.
The Dallas with Quinnen Williams a sack and a half, Logan Wilson, they made the trade. That the Dallas Cowboys at 4-5-1 are a sneaky playoff sleeper to keep an eye on down the stretch.
Hey, this is exactly what when I looked at the screen yesterday and I saw a 3-6-1
in the
team.
hunt.
I go, how are they in the hunt? What is going on? Hey, I thought the same thing you did. I thought of the 2010 New York Giants that snuck in at 9-7, and everybody was like, "Oh, they suck." How do I know? Because I was on one of the teams that was like, guys, we're going to the fucking ship. We're going. I'm telling you right now, if this team gets in, their defense is putrid, atrocious.
Is it still? Is it still though?
They are the second. Listen.
It was Vegas. It was Vegas.
They are the second highest scoring offense and the worst record team in the NFC practically. Your defense sucks. You are the Bengals from last year. You can put up 50, but your defense gives up 51. And it's like, how? How do you hurt our hearts? The great thing is, coming out of this bye, they went and traded for 2 players. Jerry said it's not going to be just one guy. Quinnen Williams already showing up. Sack and a half, dude. Now, I'm not saying that Oakland's O-line is like, oh, my God. What I'm saying is this is the jolt of, oh, shit, the Dallas Cowboys might actually have a little bit of a defense, and this division is already up in flames. The Giants have fired their coach. Washington's quarterback's still out. The Eagles are so dysfunctional, we don't know whether to love them or hate them. This is a perfect place for them.
They've got, 5-game lead in the division?
Yeah, but you don't need them to win the division. You just need to catch that 7 spot, right? And, dude, there's a lot of teams that are going to be looking to do it. If Dallas can actually start to stop opposing offenses, which is half of the game, dude, their offense is they're so fun to watch because you thought it would go up in flames, and you were like, but if there's a chance that it couldn't, damn, it's going to be explosive. And it is every bit of that because you don't know where it's coming from. The minute you're like, hey, we're going to bracket CD, you're like, George, where you at? Right? And then the minute you're like, hey, we're going to bracket him, they're like, hey, let's just hand it off to Javonte. Like, instantly you're like, holy shit, this is all starting to come together. And then you have the tight ends that, the tight end scene in the NFL. Dude, they're showing up everywhere. I think he's actually one of the leading receivers in the NFL right now, dude. Like, the fact that one of the tight ends is crushing.
I got agent stuff coming in, boys.
CJ in a minute, yeah.
That's a fine. He definitely doesn't. He just wants a break.
He just needs a breather. He's
if it really was, that was a false
Anthony
bell.
Richardson.
I'll take my instigator. But yeah, dude,
I
listen.
know what I think. I think he's got some digestive issues. That's what I think. I think old Jay's got the rumbling stomach right now.
The rumbling tumbling. Listen, Dallas. We said it at the beginning of the year, right? This is going to go upside down. You trade away Micah. What are you doing? Like, all of a sudden the year starts out, and they're like, wouldn't you just really want to have a Micah? And all of a sudden, Jerry goes out, gets his Quinnen Williams, his pass rusher that he wants. He finally gets his middle linebacker in the middle, and Logan Wilson, who I loved in Cincinnati forever. Offensively, they've been doing it week in and week out. I think Dak's just like, hey, we could use a little bit of a breather here, right? And, dude, I'm going to say it now. I credit Brian Schottenheimer for benching those two for that first series. That is so hard to do. So hard to look at two dudes that you're like, you guys have been playing good all year, but you screwed up a little bit, and I found out, right? Like, now
how does that, real quick, like, I don't know if you've been a part of stuff like that, but...
Whoa, dude, don't put my name in the streets.
No, maybe you've been suspended for I don't know, but
no,
but like,
not in the league, Brody.
You have to hold guys accountable, and we see it. Mm-hmm. Do the guys usually understand? Like, yeah, okay, I screwed up, or when you bench two guys like that, does that ripple through the locker room? And
well, it could go sideways. The guys could actually have like a little gripe about it, like, man, this is bullshit, And it's like, I'm a grown man. The truth is, for anybody that wants to know, you're not allowed to really gamble ever. I don't think in the NFL, like, you're not really supposed to be in a casino. I know for sure not in season, but I think the rules of out of season were kind of always like a no-no. There was the times that everybody just went for a little bit and then like dipped out, but like for the most part, Vegas is kind of seen as a no-no, and that's why I'm so surprised they actually have a team there. Like, when you really think about it, this is like the most deadly place for any NFL player, and it's not surprising that so many people get in trouble there, right? Alvin Kamara, you just heard about these two dudes this weekend. Henry Ruggs, like, Vegas is not a good place for a team, if you ask me. And when they first started mentioning that in the PA, I think I may have been the first one to be like, this is stupid. Coming from a guy that loves to have the greatest time in the world, I would thrive here, not on the field. Like, this is not where you want to be. Digest all that, come back a little bit. You look at what happened Monday night. and they started off a little rough, but then when they kicked it into gear, dude, it just Vegas doesn't have it, man. And Cowboys are kicking ass right now, just destroying. It's going to be fun, dude. It's going to be fun to see what they can do in 5 games, especially because with the Giants down their quarterback, Washington down their quarterback.
Dart will be back. I think Dart's back this week.
Oh, is he back this week?
He should be.
He's in a concussion, right? I'm not going to say
it really just depends. It really just depends if Joe Sheen's like, hey, just wait till 26.
Listen,
or if he's like, hey, let's get out there and see what you can do.
He's not. He's going to
let Jameis just go out there and play 500 ball again. I thought actually Jameis played pretty well. We didn't really talk about that game yesterday.
Dude.
But I thought that he actually played pretty well. I mean, besides the one bad pick there at the end, I thought he actually played a pretty well game. Before we move off the Cowboys, though,
I am going to unleash my second Cowboys hot take before we go to Susan.
My prediction for what happens for them is they fall 1 game short of making the playoffs because of that tie with Green Bay, and then everyone's just going to be devastated, right? Like they surge all the way back, right? They push everything in the chips in the middle, and then it's going to come down to a Week 18 game that they're not in control of their own destiny, right? Yeah. They done it. They won the game. Then someone loses or someone wins to get in, and they're going to go, oh, that was all for naught. Like this huge lead up. I think that's more likely what's going to happen than them actually getting into the playoffs.
You know what? So I just pulled up their schedule here. Well, 2 things. One, if you're making a case for them to make that push, you would lean on 2 things. You'd lean on they're the second highest scoring offense in the NFL, so you got to score 30 to beat the Cowboys. They're loaded, especially when CeeDee Lamb's been healthy the last couple weeks. But number 2, even after trading Micah Parsons, no team and no defense in the NFL has more quarterback hurries. They also have the 3rd highest pressure rate on defense, so they're leaky in a lot of areas, tackling and everything. But they do move opposing quarterbacks off their spot, and they can score points. And you can win doing those 2 things, even with a bunch of other holes. But the problem is Philadelphia this week, then short week Thanksgiving, Kansas City, and then at Detroit the following week after that. If you win 2 of those 3 games, it's on.
You're at 500. Would they be at 500 at that point?
They would be 6-1 going into the last 4 games. Yeah. What would be hilarious, though, is for Jeremiah's scenario, is they get to Week 18, it's win and you're in, and they go to New York and lose to the Giants in Week 18.
Fumble the
Jackson
bag.
Dart.
Jackson Dart.
No,
coming
Jameis
out
Winston.
partying.
No, we want Jameis Winston to do it. Jameis Winston
man.
just throws his 500 ball to seal the season. No, I think that Jay's scenario could obviously be true. I think that this once was a Philly-run division, and people were like, oh, man, it's Philly's solution. It is, but now it's like, well, does Dallas have something that maybe they could pull some shit out of their ass and get it done? I mean, offensively, they clearly can. And it's funny because as much as they get pressure, it sounds like other teams are good at scoring points against the pressure. Like, because they're not scoring enough. And that's the problem with this team is, like, you're leaky in so many areas that you have to start shoring them up. Number 1, you got to stop the run always, right? Once you stop that, then you can really start honing in on shit. But 5 games back, man, would that be the farthest down someone's been and come back to win a division this late in the season, I wonder?
They're not going to win the division. There's no way.
Sorry, not win the division, but like
get into the playoffs. If they beat Philly this weekend,
Philly completely implodes. Yes,
that's on the table.
Oh, that's right.
But it's been on the table for 2 years, and then they went and won the Super Bowl. It's like,
but 2 years
on
ago,
the table.
They did implode 2 years ago.
That is true. Hilarious. They lost the last 5 games or whatever it was. They started 12-0 and then finished like 12-5.
This might be the game of the weekend just because of how high-powered this offense is compared to this defense, the stranglehold that they put on the Lions last week. It's almost like, dude, who's gonna break first? Right?
Yeah.
Like,
and is Philly's offense going to get back on track, or are they still just completely anemic?
That's what's so funny is like it's a mediocre defense versus a mediocre offense, and then a high-flying, fast-paced offense versus a I will strangle you to death defense. It's like it's really just Dak versus Vic. This is going to be great, man. This is going to be this is really going to be one of those.
At least this like a 4:30 game, or is this another noon kickoff?
Tell me it's a nooner.
Let's
do the nooner. Make it
they're doing
a
3:25. I think it's Tom Brady.
Tom Brady special.
Rex Burkhardt.
I love
Hey, real quick. Where is it though? Where is it?
It's in Dallas. It's in Dallas.
Oh, so the Brazil game counted as Philly's home game then, huh?
Oh, Philly's probably pissed.
Was that no, I thought Brazil was the.
That was
in Philly. It was in
Philly.
Philly.
That was Packers.
That was Packers.
That was Packers, bro.
So long ago.
What are you, drunk?
Jesus. So much football since then.
There's just drinking
There's
football.
just been so much football.
Okay, second hot take. You tell me.
We haven't even gotten to 2 yet? Jesus.
No. All right. I think it's time someone says this, especially with Joe Burrow just on the shelf and just you got to put him off to the side with quarterback rankings.
Don't.
Dak Prescott is one of the 5 best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Oofda.
Let me explain real quick.
Oofda.
So his last 2 healthy seasons, last year it was 8 games and he was banged up. If you take his 2023 campaign where he was healthy, second in MVP voting, by the way, and 2025, this dude has 57 touchdowns to just 15 interceptions, 70% completions. He's averaging, by the way, highest QBR in the NFL in those 2 years, if you want to look at the stats. And they win games, man. Like their defense has been leaky. But they were 12-5 in 2023, 16-10. Devastating playoff loss in 23 to the Packers. But if you're looking for I need a guy to throw a bunch of touchdowns and chunk yards and light it up. He's one of the 5 guys I would take. I think Stafford's on that list. Give me Lamar, Josh Allen. Patrick Mahomes. And my hot take is that Dak Prescott belongs in that 5-player conversation. Wow.
I'm not going against you because in the beginning of the season, I was quick to throw him under the bus. But I'll tell you what, every week he's been lighting it up. And I mean lighting it up. And getting George Pickens was huge for their offense because it's another piece that everyone goes, shit. And he's huge. Dude, he is huge.
So big.
He's so big. Like, you're looking at him going, could one guy cover him? Are we going to have to just put 2 on him the whole day? Like, it becomes such an issue. But Dak has grown that in the pocket, I feel like he's gotten so much better. Like, that ball comes out now. It flies out. It's almost like an angry Baker. There's an angry Dak. He's kind of like, you know what? This ball's got to go. Gone, right now. The offensive line has started to play better. I really do think that you throw Quinnen Williams into this equation on defense plus Logan Wilson, and you're like, hey, this isn't half too bad. Technically, the NFC isn't out of reach for anyone. Like, obviously, you might not win your division, but, dude, 6-7 spots are always up for grabs, right? Those are always going to be those are always going to be moving around, right? Oh, come on. Now I'm about to get a 6-7 cake. Anyone that knows where I can get a custom cake, let me know. Anyways, the 6-7, I'm here, dude. They sneak in. Jerry's going to – this is it. This is Jerry's world now.
Jerry's victory lap. Jerry's victory lap would be insufferable.
Oh, God. He would just die.
Especially if they found a way to sneak in over the Packers.
Oh, man. Which it's feasible.
I think it's
feasible.
He would have that one where he'd be like, I bet there's a lot of players that wish they were on our team right now.
So I think Dak has been this steady pillar in a chaotic organization with a crazy owner and a bad defense, and he just keeps delivering.
The thing that makes me maybe question that a little bit as I sit here and ponder is I feel like to put him in the top 5, you got to win some playoff games. Like you got to be the clutch, and that's even kind of the knock on Lamar Jackson, right? Like the playoff games just kill you. Right, you got to get there and you got to win those games. I know he's been close, but I feel like that's the thing is like he turns into a little bit of a pumpkin in the playoffs at times. That in 23 specifically, right? Everyone thought they were going to the ship. Right, everyone's like, dude, Dallas is going to the Super Bowl. And then who was it that
was it the Lions?
Someone just
2 interceptions.
Them.
One was right in front of the end zone. I remember standing there.
They got killed.
Was it the Niners? No.
Who was that, Mac?
What the? I was 2 years ago.
I was 23. I was in
it was the Packers.
It was the Packers.
It was the Packers.
Yep,
they
did.
Boat raced them in the first round of the playoffs, and I was like, "What the hell just happened?"
And that's when we went on our tirade of they suck and we can't do this anymore.
And then he ripped his hamstring in 24. Well, they paid him in 24, ripped his hamstring, and so I think there's some question marks there, but I agree with you. If you're looking for the best regular season quarterback that you could ever have, Dak Prescott's right there in that conversation.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready for the next hot take? Hot take Tuesday.
I like hot takes. I like hot takes.
You might not like this one. Myles Garrett is going to break the NFL sack record, and nobody cares because he chose money over winning.
It's a little bit of a hot take, but it's kind of true. I mean, we're all looking at it like you wanted this.
Yeah, you have no recourse. You can't be mad.
It's funny.
Cannot be mad when you had the out and then they dangled 40 million in front of you, and you're like, I could suck for 40 million. That's all right.
And for anyone that doesn't know, that's why they keep showing him at the end of every game, and they just pan on him for like 5 minutes because they're like, we're just waiting for his reaction of, I got paid, but we suck. Because you can see him sitting there taking off his tape every time, like, yeah, we suck. we can't fucking do it. I don't know what it is. I hold this team myself to 10 points, and y'all motherfuckers just fuck it up. I don't know what they went and said to him, that they were like, listen, it's going to be so bad. It's going to be so bad, but you're going to be rich forever. Like, I'm sure they had to talk him and be, because I'm not kidding you, watching this team now, when he was like, I want out, I'm sure he was legitimate. Because for those that don't know, most of the time when you say that, I want out means I want a pay raise, right? You're threatening to leave. Chances of you actually leaving, not good. When you're that good and you go, I want the fuck out, you're like, they go, okay, this is a real problem. We need to either pay this dude. What did they sit him down? Were they like, hey, stare at it. Here we go. Listen, you're just going to take money, not give a fuck about anything, right? Like, you're going to go through tackles left and right, by the way. If somebody could just slow this guy down, it would be.
No,
I see him doing that. You know that cone drill where you go side to side? I watched him go through 3 guys. 3 guys from the Ravens need to be cut today.
They're chipping a tight end, a fullback, and the right tackle.
It was Ricard, it was Mark Andrews, and it was Stanley. And all 3 of them got hand swiped, and then we're like, throw it! And then the next guy was like, don't worry, I got him. Throw it! And then finally Ricard was like, should I cut him? No, I'll take him up. And I was like, what an idiot. Always cut him. You can't block for shit. That's why you're a fullback. Oh, my God. He's amazing.
It makes me so curious what he could be on a team that pass rushes like majority of the time. Because, with the Browns, they're usually losing games. So that means the other team's usually throwing or running the football in the second half. And it's been closer this year. I mean, they've dragged themselves back.
Because of him.
Literally. But like you put him on, call it the Cowboys, call it the Bills.
Think of a team. Hold on. Think of a good team right now.
I have one.
Of a team.
I'll give you a real world example.
Indy.
So the Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns have both played 10 games.
Yep.
But because the Lions are always leading and blowing teams out for the most part, Aiden Hutchinson has 90 more pass rush snaps than Myles Garrett this year.
Yeah.
Same number of games because of the game flow you're talking about.
What's a realistic team? Oh, here we go. You ready? Seattle. Imagine him and Leonard
Williams. That'd be disgusting.
Oh my God, you would be dead.
But this is the point. And this is where you can't say, because Myles Garrett, it's not like if he did truly plant a flag and say, I want out, he wouldn't have 31 other teams going, we can use that guy. Right? There is not a team in the NFL, it doesn't matter what edge rushers they have, that they wouldn't go, yeah, Myles Garrett immediately makes our team better, and I give up 2 first-rounders for him. So if he really, truly believed, I really want out, other teams would have paid him that much money too. Like, it's not like all of a sudden it was like, oh, Cleveland's the only team that's going to pay me $42 million or whatever it was. Anyone would have paid him that.
He probably could have got more somewhere else.
Paid him that. And so, yeah, you're 100% right. Like, you can say, oh, I want the Browns to be good, I want to stay, but yeah, you're amazing, dude. You're going to break the sack record, but you're not making the playoffs. So that's super unfortunate for you.
No, and at the same time,
it's kind of similar to Joe Thomas. Like, when Joe Thomas broke the starts record, everyone's like, oh, you're still alive in Cleveland, dude. That's awesome. Like, great for you, but you never played in a playoff game. That's super sad. That's super, super sad.
How does Cleveland always do that to such great players? Like, they're like, listen, you're going to be so great, but we're not going to take you anywhere. You just sit there and be great. And it's like, you should get rid of him. You should unload him until you can figure out how to handle an elite player like that. He is next level fucking awesome. And I'm telling you right now, like, watching him, and I'm not going to, the Patriots game was one thing, right? Like, you're going against a rookie. That's an unfair advantage. This last game versus the Ravens have played you several times. They know you. And for you to work your way through that entire offensive line the way you did, I was like, worth every goddamn penny. And I'm not even kidding you. I would pay him double. And that's why I want to know. Because I know other teams would have been like, we'll pay you 55. What did the Browns say to you to be like, all right, I'll stay here? Like, they must have been like, man, we'll give you part ownership when you retire. What do you want? Like, just stay here, please. Because if he leaves, some of these games are way out of control. You probably don't beat Green Bay, right? Like, dude, he's been showing up. The Lions game, remember, it was like 7-7 at halftime, and I was like, what is he was just running through people, and it was like, this is how one guy makes an entire defense awesome. Just heartbeat of the team. Could you imagine if they didn't have him? Like, oh my God, it'd be insane. They would be.
Okay,
tumultuous.
if he breaks the sack record, does he win MVP?
I don't think you can if your team isn't going to the playoffs.
No, it's the same reason why Dak won't win it. He's having an amazing season. They suck. You can't give the MVP to a 3-6 quarterback and go, hey, man, you did it. They're going to go, no, there's other people out here that are way more deserving.
So when Strahan broke it for the 2001 Giants, and it was the controversial Brett Favre came out on a naked bootleg and just laid down.
Hey, who gave it to Brett too? By the way, who was that one guy that was like, "You went down for that sack"? It was the Jets guy,
Gastineau,
because
Mark Gastineau previously had the record. Yeah, he confronted Favre at like a card collector show.
Yeah.
Or something. Favre thought he was I'm gonna hang out with Mark Gastineau. Gastineau's like, I've been thinking about this for 30 years. I'm going to
just
kill
start
you
it off
now.
right away.
Yeah.
Laces out, Dan.
Yeah.
Laces out, Finkel. Finkel is Einhorn.
Oh man, yeah. So I don't know. Strahan did not win MVP because the Giants were 7-9 in 2000.
Dude,
I
no
think you
defensive
have to make the
player.
playoffs.
You're not no defensive players making MVP unless you have like the sack and interception.
The scary thing is he's getting better. Like that's the thing is like as guys get older. And Mitch Moritz said it exactly right. By the time you reach the age in the NFL that your brain can keep up with everything, your body kind of slowly starts to go. He doesn't show any signs of that. Like he's getting older and his body seems to be getting stronger. And that's what happens when you're built in a lab and then they just roll you out there and have you play football. But he is getting smarter with his rushes. He's getting more calculated in how he prepares for guys. And he's physically still at the absolute premium of anyone you could ask for in the NFL. He is terrifying, and he's not going anywhere anytime soon.
No. Huge.
Yeah. Before we get to some more hot takeage here, let me pop open the old Underdog app and see. So it's funny that the page turns from week 11 to week 12 in the NFL, and they waste no time. Already, you open up the Underdog app, and some of the popular picks this week are our guy Josh Allen against the number one scoring defense in the league, the Houston Texans, 226.5 passing yards. So what you do is you go on the Underdog app, you choose higher or lower on stats like that, and you can even go cross different sports if you want to. You get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash on the Underdog app. So download the app today, sign up with the promo code OLINE, and you can help the show when you do that, but you also score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code OLINE on the Underdog app. Underdog, make picks and win money.
Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org in New York, or call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369.
Boom.
That's a lot.
Before I throw another hot take out, any thoughts on the Shedeur Sanders fiasco at the end of that game? We didn't really talk about that yesterday on Mike's.
I mean, I feel bad for Dylan Gabriel because the roar of the crowd, like, and how excited Cleveland is for Shedeur makes zero sense to me when I feel like Dylan Gabriel has played okay. He hasn't lit the world on fire. He isn't the worst quarterback that we've ever seen in a Cleveland Browns uniform. I mean, he's kind of like, okay, he's rookie. He's growing through some things. He's had them in some games in the moment, but it's just like everyone screamed for Shedeur and then was shocked when he had the worst quarterback rating ever.
Yeah.
And people are like, why was this dude a 5th-round pick? It's like, well, that's why. Like, that right there is why. And then after the game, you're sitting by yourself on the sideline. Lamar Jackson, the reigning multiple-time MVP, is looking for you post-game to talk to you, and you're sitting pouting on the sideline, and like your teammate from Baltimore that played at CU has to come over and like pat you on the back. Those are all the qualities you don't want in a quarterback, regardless of his play. But he takes bad sacks. He doesn't see the field. That was all stuff that happened in Colorado. And so now you're seeing it on a much larger scale. And if Dylan Gabriel can't go this week, we'll see what happens when you give him a full week.
I think they ruled him out.
And you give him a full week and see what happens. Can he put it together? But if he goes out there and plays the same way, listen, he was a 5th-round pick. The Shedeur Sanders experiment will be over. He doesn't get the leeway when you're a first-round pick and you get the 4 years no matter what, and you get the chances over and over again. When you're a late day 3 pick, and you go out there and shit the bed 2 or 3 times, you're done. Like you're just done. They'll just cut you and move on. They don't owe you anything. It's not like they have a bunch of money wrapped up into you. And because he has the name and what it is, everyone kind of keeps thinking like, oh, he's going to get all these chances, Like the NFL told you what they thought of you on draft day. That was the 100% the NFL said, this is what we think of you. Bang. There's your entry point to the NFL. There's how you'll be graded for the rest of everyone. I thought it was hilarious that he went out there and everyone's like, oh, look out. Here it comes.
Well,
and it just was a dumpster fire.
How about the fact that the announcers were like, they had to preface it, that they felt bad that everyone was cheering because Dylan was hurt. They were like, the fans don't know that Dylan's hurt or else they wouldn't be cheering.
They'll learn.
Yeah, they're idiots. That's what it is. And I'll be honest with you. The fact that everybody made a big deal about him not being with the ones, I'm going to set the record straight right now.
No one is.
In practice, the one quarterback goes with the 1-0 line. That is it.
That's it.
I don't give a fuck who my backup is. He don't come out here. I don't want to hear him. I don't even care what you think. Don't talk to me right now. I'm listening to the master speak. That's how it goes. Everyone's like, can you believe he doesn't practice? Yeah, let me just make 5 fucking minutes for this rookie who can't throw it from here to there without giving it to the other fucking team or taking a sack that came from 20 yards away. I'm sure we don't have to get into this, do we? The fact that he was a 5th-round pick, he's probably lucky he was that high, and that's being nice.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Boone. People don't understand. Everyone's like, oh, what do you
I
mean
was
he
so
didn't
annoyed
practice
when I
with
heard
the
that.
ones?
I got so hot.
Dude,
I
you
got
only get
so hot.
maybe during the season,
Shit.
the ones maybe get 25 reps a day, right? Between all the periods, right? You have your first,
Do you know
second
how hard
down
it is
period.
to go like that, to get warmed up every day,
And if you're
revved up? Oh, dude.
And if you're the starting O-line and all of a sudden you see Shedeur Sanders walk in there, you'd be like, why am I in here? Like,
What
where's
did I do wrong,
the
Coach?
where's the starter? Like, I
punishing me?
practice with the starter. I need to get, especially when that starter's a rookie. It's one thing if it's Joe Flacco, right? It's a totally different conversation. If
Way
it's
different.
Matt Stafford, Joe Flacco, like those dudes that have been in the league forever. Where it's like, hey, you just
slaps
need to
the center's ass.
like,
Let's go. Here
rest
we go.
your body on Wednesday. Like sit in the lawn chair. Like
Way
rest your
different
body.
scenario.
Totally
Way
different situation. When you have a rookie quarterback, that dude needs every single rep. And I do mean that. I don't care if it's walkthrough. I don't care if it's jog through.
Oh, no, it's
I don't care if
everything.
it's every single rep that rookie quarterback has to take because he's just not good enough for you to be like, oh, he can miss 5 of the third down period plays so that Sanders can get some.
That's a real
No,
thing, too.
That
Like,
is not how this works in the NFL at all.
when you're young and you're new, they make you do everything. They make you go over the
Everything.
cadence constantly. They make you go over the play calls constantly. Like they'll be like, "Hey, young guy, get up here. Call the like the first 15." I remember when Cap was young, they'd be like, "Cap, get up here. Call them all out. Let's hear it. How do you talk? Let me hear how you say this. How long is this going to take in the huddle? How does it flow?" Like everything is important. Nobody's got time to be like, first of all, in the beginning of the season, to be like, "Hey, number 3 quarterback, come on up here and show us what you got," right? And then all of a
bring
sudden,
them along. Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, the minute that Dylan Gabriel gets in there, they're not going to be like, "Okay, now let's get Shedeur in here too, just in case something goes bad." Like you put all your eggs into Dylan and go, "Hey, listen, everybody's going to rally around you this
You're
week.
the guy.
You're
And
the
you have
boss.
to do that.
Whatever you say, you do, right? Listen, if Shedeur goes in, we are in a very bad situation, and at that point, we will all panic and go, "Fuck it, let's just get out of this." The problem is, it feels like they wanted him to do simple things, like even the rollout. He throws it to Kyle Hamilton, and he's like, "I'm like, what are you doing?" Like, these are things that when you get to the NFL, and if you claim that you're ready to go and you're going to do this shit, dude, getting out there and running a fourth quarter like that, like he saw the pressure coming from 10 yards away and still took the sack. It's like, what are you doing? At some point, you have to do something. But it kind of falls a little bit on Kevin too, to be like, "Hey Kev, the minute I saw that first play go bad, I'd have been like, we just dumbed this whole offense down. We're going to be going draws. We're going to be going pitches, tosses. Somebody get Judkins back there and get him going. Like, we're rolling, dude. We're not even throwing the ball the rest of the game." No,
Hey,
no,
let me ask you this, because everything you said, totally agree, 100%. Like practice, you don't get 100 freaking reps, or you guys would be exhausted for the game on Sunday. So you're trying to preserve, but also get meaningful reps in, full team reps. So let's say you are a QB2, you're a QB3, you're a young quarterback, you're trying to make it in the league, or any position. You're a backup fringe roster offensive lineman. You're not going to get those practice reps.
No.
What are the best? How do you get better? How do you get
them-
yourself to a point where, okay, if they do call on me, I'm ready to rock and roll.
don't-
I'm not rusty.
We do this with the young guys too. We tell them to take mental reps, right? And a lot of that is like, number one, paying attention, right? Anytime that you see you're in a walkthrough, you'll hear coaches constantly be like, "Hey, who's getting the mental reps here?" Right? And what they want to do is you'll hear somebody go like, "Hey, this is double right 64." Right? And then you'll hear a bunch of young guys behind the coaches go, "Hey, that's an odd. Give me dual left, fan right, right?
Yep.
They're taking mental reps. They're going, hey, if that were me out there, this is what I would call it. This is what I would say. It's funny because if you walk by a bunch of guys during the walkthrough, you'll hear them talking to themselves. And that's what you want. If you're not out there, you should be going through it. A lot of times, Solari would be like, tell me what you're going to do on this play. And so you'd be standing there talking to yourself, like, I'm going to set him inside out. I'm going to throw my outside hand. If he goes inside, I'm going to go with him. Like, you're following everything going on. It's so detailed and it's so important and intense at the same time that the minute people start fucking around, you'll see guys look at him like, shut up right now. Like, we need to know what's going on. It's not fair, but it's what it is. It's how it has to go. I was a backup for a minute, and when you're a backup, dude, you're like following everybody, right? Like, hey, right side's got a deuce, he's got a jab and pick, left guard's going to pull around, he's going to hit the mic, fullback's going to come. Like, you're going through the whole thing. The coach is like, good, that's good. Like, you're like, oh, he likes me now, right? Like, at times people like, when I got older, you know, in jail, I'll tell you, when you get older, you don't really do it as much. Like, coach would be like, you taking mental reps? Fuck you. He'd be like, all right, cool. Young guys, tell me what we're doing here, right? And you're like, it's funny, though, because, like, when you get older, in your mind, you'll process the whole play in 10 seconds. Like, not even 3 seconds.
Yeah,
you'll be like, even lucky.
You'll know before the huddle's broke because
Break
you've
the
studied
huddle,
enough
you're
tape.
like,
You'll studied enough tape. You already know what formation and what defense you're going to get. And if it's not, then your antenna goes up for like, oh, something's new here. The other piece of that is when you're a young player and you were the guy in college, right? And Shedeur was the guy at CU. You can't come in and run scout team and just be like, oh, I'm just running scout team. Like, those are your reps. Like, you have to try and beat up on the first team defense. Like, because that's the only way that you're going to truly get better. You can't just be out there and be like, oh, hey, the card says to just throw it here when you know it's going to be double covered. Like, have the risk and be like, well, they double covered him. I'm going to hit the tight end on the seam, right? Treat yourself like you're the starting quarterback for the other team, not the scout team quarterback. And I've seen that with quarterbacks that are willing to do that. And as I got older in my career, I started doing it too when I was at the center position, right? I played center my last 2 years in Buffalo. And so we do blitz period and they'd put up the card and they'd be like, hey, it's 3-by-1. We're going to slide away. And like, they'd show where the blitz is coming from. And I'd be like, they're not going to do that. And he's like, just do what the card says. And so I'd get up there and then I'd be like, hey, flip it, Ricky. And then we'd pick up the blitz and we'd complete it. And the defensive coordinator would be like, what's going on? And I'd be like, dude, any starting center in the league is going to see that. I promise you. Like, I'm a backup, but I played a lot of football. Like, I see it. The safety's topped. And then I'll never forget, McDermott used to come by to me and be like, yeah, good shit. Keep doing that. Right? And the D coordinator would be losing his mind. Right?
Hey, was it Frazier when you were there? Leslie?
Yeah. He'd be losing his mind, like, they're not going to do that. And I'd be like, yes, they are. Like, I don't understand. Then we get in the game, and I'd watch the quarterback and the center, like, flip it over.
Do it.
Like, you have to treat practice like you're the starter, regardless if you are or not. Whether you're QB4, QB5, if you don't practice in the practice reps and take those practice reps so serious, because that's the only reps you're going to get all week, you can't think that you're just going to flip the switch in the NFL and walk out there on Sundays and be like, oh, now I'm going to do it. It doesn't work like that in the NFL. You have to stay sharp.
Especially for centers, like so much of it is identifying the right.
Centers, quarterbacks.
They tell you what to do. But hey, seriously, how many sacks? And let's just play a little fun game. How many sacks do you think happened in practice during the week that were like carded to where they were like, hey, go slide to the right, and all of a sudden
that used to drive me.
But a question: how many do you think happened in a week? Would you say over 15?
Yes.
Okay.
Every blitz that they'd put on the card was meant to get home.
Now, how many would they get in the game?
They're like
1 or 2?
Yeah, they'd be like,
instantly,
hey,
the coach would
you'd
go.
look at the blitz on the card, and you'd be like, why are we sliding away from that guy? And they're like, because that's what they do. I was like, they're going to slide away from the guy and just let him run Scott 3 through the B gap, and the back's going to go to the other side too. And they're like,
the amazing.
That's what they're going to do. And so I'd be like, okay. And then you'd run it during walkthrough, and so they get it in walkthrough, and then I would change it during practice. God, they would get mad.
Oh,
they would get so because you walk through practice during the walkthrough before you get to the actual live rep. And so in practice, like in the walkthrough, they'd get home, and then I'd get up there practice, and I'd flip it, and we'd like pick it up right in the teeth, and then the quarterback would complete it because the DBs were like, "Oh, it's a sack." And so, dude, it was so much fun. I had so much fun doing that.
They always had like the card sliding away from Barr, and I was like, "You realize that's Anthony Barr, like the most rushing linebacker ever," and they'd be like, "They're not going to slide to him." I'd be like, "You're so stupid! Like, you got to be fucking kidding me! You're serious? Like, he's the number one threat on your defense."
How much fun is it too, Alex, watching the scout card guy just melt? right? Because like those are the dudes that draw all the cards.
They hold them up
and
like
so
this.
then they'd be like, please just do what's on the card. I'd be like, yeah, for sure, man, sure thing. And then I'd get up there, and then they'd be like, what does the card say? And he'd be like, I showed it to him. It's right here. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm changing that. I don't care.
The best is when they have to flip back a couple, and they'll just start panicking. And
they'll be like, hey, give me play 4 again. And I'm like, play 4? And they're like, come on, let's go. Clock's ticking.
We're waiting.
Those dudes just melt, and it's because then you start messing with them, and then they get super sensitive. Oh, it's so much fun.
They're normally an assistant O-line coach. Fraley.
Yeah.
Palms.
I said left hash. He's sprinting
God
over there.
damn it, I said flip.
I got one more hot take for you here. Last few minutes.
No, you don't.
Another game we didn't touch on yesterday here, but we will right now. So my hot take is, I don't believe this, but I'm going to throw it out at you anyways. Okay. Sam Darnold will never be able to win big games, and he proved it again on Sunday in that loss to the Rams, throwing 4 interceptions.
I feel like
Do you think Sam is he's become a big regular season stat guy unless he's playing the Rams, the Lions, the big spotlight games?
He did kind of look like a pumpkin, and I hated it. Like, I really wanted him to play so well in that game. I really did. I was like, this is where Sam silences everyone. I mean, and he still made some big time throws. It was the red zone, man.
Oh,
like the red zone was just terrible.
Same issue last year.
I know, and that's the spot that's. I mean, those are what make the great guys great. Right? Those are what make Josh Allen can just run it in the end zone 3 times and then throw it into the end zone 3 times, and you just don't know how to defend it. When you get into the red zone, everything happens so fast. Everything is condensed. Everything's kind of, it just happens at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And I don't know what it is for old Sammy boy when you get into that operational spot down in the red zone. I don't know if it just happens a little too fast for his processing ability or what, but that's been the thing he's going to have to overcome. If he wants to silence that hate, he's got to finish drives in the red zone against elite defenses. That's just really the only way I ever see him getting over that stigma.
I'm going to say this, and I might get in a little bit of trouble, but for the 2-headed beast that they have, you would expect them to be able to run the ball a lot better than they do. You know what I'm saying? And I don't.
They were out 2 starting alignment. I mean,
well, that's the thing is Gray.
Gray got hurt. Gray got hurt. I don't know if he's going to. I mean, he got out. He missed the rest of that game.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I don't know if he's going to play this week.
Gray was out. Jalen was out. So you have 2 backup linemen in there too. It's hard to run the football, but at the same time, you just got to commit to it. You just got to commit to it,
especially when you're playing a Stafford team. Like, dude, Stafford diced them up. He is.
He did. They held him in pretty good compared to what he'd been doing. They held him in check, right? He was coming on an absolutely like monumental, crazy run. What was it? 4 touchdowns, no picks, and like every game leading up to that point or something crazy. So like I felt like the Seahawks actually did a pretty good job of holding that offense at bay as long as they could. They just couldn't finish in the red zone. It just completely drove them nuts.
You know
they should have destroyed him because they almost won the game with a field goal. Who's their kicker, by the way? Is it?
I don't know.
That was there last year.
Don't make me guess, and the show will go on forever if you make us play that game from yesterday. Who's the Seattle? Is it Myers?
Yeah,
it's Myers.
Jason
Myers.
Almost.
Michael Myers.
The Rams. The way he's kicking.
What's weird about Seattle's run game is it's not for lack of this. So they're actually 5th in attempts. And
they love to run it.
The 4 teams above them all have more games played. So on a per game basis, no team runs the ball more than Seattle.
I agree.
But they're like 3rd from the bottom in yards per attempt. That's
the problem. They do it.
But they keep doing it to set up things in the passing game.
And why do they do it? Because they're run by a defensive coach. What do defensive coaches love? We love to run the ball. We keep it simple, right? You can't really do a lot of bad things when you're doing this with it, right? With the ball's in the air, bad things can happen. And that's really how they feel. The problem is they're not effective with it. They have 2 great running backs, and they need to somehow find a way to unleash them so that when you do get into a game where 2 interceptions have happened, you can go, hey, let's slow this thing way down and just start beating the shit out of them and moving the ball in chunk plays down the field, right? Like, I think of a good run team right now, and I'm thinking of the Colts. You see the offensive line splitting people open. These massive lanes start opening, and you're like, why is Seattle not doing that? They have massive dudes up front that are extremely athletic. They've spent huge amounts of huge picks on these guys. At some point, you need them to show up, show that Sam's not doing it all. I don't think he turned into a pumpkin. I just think that eventually you're going to play a good team like Matt Stafford, and you're going to feel the pressure, and you're going to want to sink the ball in there and be like, dude, I got to do something. Because I know if I give him the ball back on a field goal, he's probably going to go down and score with Devontae on some stupid – did you see – dude, that was like – do you remember Tim Tebow when he was in college and they used to do that stupid fake handoff quick throw? That was exactly what that was. How do you defend that? You can't. That's a problem.
So I think my last thought on Darnold is, and I root for the guy. I think he's a cool story. I think he just kind of got screwed with infrastructure.
His deep ball is so pretty too.
It's
Who defended him?
So nice.
Who was defending him this weekend? Which linebacker was like, talk about my quarterback?
Yeah.
Who was that?
The fourth. He's wow, I'm blanking on his name. But
I don't know.
that was great. He's like, dude, Sam Darnold said it's his fault. No, you shut the F up, dude.
Yeah.
No, we're here. We're here in this position because
He's like,
of you.
anyone wants to say otherwise? Fuck them.
F you.
Like,
Yeah.
I was like, I love how the Seahawks posted on their IG. They're like, don't care, explicit version. I was like, good for you guys.
But I think he's not going to be a guy that at this point, Darnold, that he's not going to be like Patrick Mahomes, kind of where he's going to carry a franchise as the centerpiece for 10 years. But I do think he has, if he can get to the playoffs like 5 times, I think he's got one Eli Manning or Joe Flacco 4-week hot stretch in him. Where if he gets hot,
Dude,
wild
Flacco's
card
the
run
best
all the
one
way
for
through,
that. Yeah.
just hitting balls down the field, like I think you can win a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold if you get there 5 or 6 times. Just get to the tournament 5 or 6 times. I think he gets hot once, and I think he's that good when he's playing at his best. So we'll see.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's so funny because I caught a Flacco visual because I remember that year he was going into his contract and he was like, I'm betting on myself. And he won the Super Bowl and ended up getting – and I remember watching through the entire playoffs. You said, dude, big chunks. Just dicing people up. And you were like, this dude bet right. Shit. Right? It's the same thing with Sam. At some point, he's going to hit. The Shaheed trade was great. JSN is still – dude, that catch – the fact that he just caught it and kept going and was like, oh, you pushed me out of bounds, my bad. Like, I was like, God, you guys are starting to really, really click here. They got to get the run game going. It'll make everything so much easier and be less like, shit, I got to do this gunslinger thing with Stafford, right? You don't want to play that game with him.
No,
don't do that.
Well, I mean, at one
Absolutely.
point, the time of possession was wild at one point. Yeah. Like the Seahawks had –
if you're Seattle and you turn the ball over 4 times and almost won the game anyways, like
That's
you're actually
crazy.
feeling
Dude,
fairly good
he
after
missed
that.
the
That's
kick.
I kind of feel that way. I don't know. I feel similarly to that game as I did when Indy lost to Pittsburgh. Where you're like, okay, like you guys may be the better football team. You weren't that day, but you might be the better football team if you guys can control that piece of it and still only lose like that against a ridiculously offense in LA.
Yeah.
Right? If you turn the ball over that many times against that and you're not a crazy good team, you lose that game by 20 points.
What?
Right? And so to be right there at the end with that many turnovers makes me somewhat feel like maybe Seattle's the better overall team, but they have the chance to, if they can't capitalize on against good teams, they won't win.
To
so
be
I don't.
fair.
It's hard for me to go back and forth on who's the better football team coming out of that. I know they won the game, but I don't know overall who I can just be like, oh, clearly LA is better than Seattle. And Aaron Donald's going to come back. Did you see him on the game day set?
Guy's
still just
man.
absolutely stacked, dude. If they get the number 1 seed, Aaron Donald will come back.
Come back. Get that extra week off.
Who's got the
Yeah.
1 seed right now?
Is it the Rams?
I think it's the Rams, ain't it? Aren't they 8-2?
Is it the Rams? Let me pull up the standings.
Who has the number 1 seed in the NFC? Philly, maybe?
No,
Philly's
Philly's
8-2.
8-2, and the Rams are 8-2. So whoever
Who's
has
got the tiebreaker there?
Let's see here. Well, ESPN.com. The Eagles have the tiebreaker because they beat the Rams. Yeah, they beat the Rams.
that's right.
They beat the Rams earlier in the year. Yep.
All right, dudes. That's your hottest takes edition of O-Line Committee here. Hit that subscribe button, the like button. Tell your friends about the O-Line Committee, and keep your eyes out for a film breakdown. And then we'll be live for dumb football questions at 12:15 Central Time Thursday.
15.
On the
You
O-Line
said
Committee.
15.
12-15.
I'm going to send you the invite for 12:10 to
You
give us
always
a
do.
5-minute buffer to get
always
ready
do.
for the 12:15.
Yes,
so that we
Alex.
don't, so that the
I
audience
don't
doesn't
need a
hit us.
buffer.
with
Audience doesn't
I come
ding
in
us.
hot. Leave me alone, okay?
We'll see you guys next time on the O-Line Committee.